Next question is from Papaltine. How stable are Resonite cloud storage types? The Pearson Resonite package. Are these formats subject to breaking changes over time like ref hacking? I think there was a mention of a custom binary format as future plan. I was wondering if the existing formats would be deprecated in flavor of official API for import-export of custom file formats using external tools. So there's actually a lot in this one. Where do I start? So first thing I'm going to say, ref hacking, the stability of ref hacking has nothing to do with the file format. If we do change the file format, which we probably will, that has nothing to do with ref hacking. Ref hacking is more like of a runtime feature. Well, not even a feature. I should
Well, they're asking like they're asking
No,
if the stability is akin to it. Okay.
I know what you're asking. What I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with the file format. Like for ref hacking, it doesn't matter what format you use, because if we change the format, ref hacking is still gonna be unsupported. It doesn't interact with each other. Similarly for other features that we do support, it has nothing to do with the format itself. Like the stability of the format and stability of features, that's a separate thing. So you need to think about them, as two kind of separate things. But for both, we can talk about the stability of them, but there are separate things. For the formats itself, they like the .brson, for example, it is considered sort of internal format. So we Resonite generally we're committed to long-term stability. And since this is how we store data, even when we do introduce new format, we are gonna support at least reading the old format and converting it. So what will probably happen is we introduce a new format, we keep the functionality to read the old format, but we might nuke the ability to store in it because we don't need it anymore. So if you load things with the old format and you save them again, it's going to be saved in the new format. So that's kind of similar, for example, how the Minecraft handles it, where you can load the old maps, but it saves them into the new format. That way, your stuff, the Resonite packages, the items, those are still gonna be supported, but maybe the ability to save in that format is nuked. So if you rely on the format, being able to write into it, that can break. Also, we might, if there's any new features that we introduce, they might not exist for the format. So if you make for example, your custom exporter that exports, in the old data format, you might not be able to export some things because the old format does not support it anymore. It only supports old stuff. So at the very least, what we will do is have ability to load all things in a format, but relying on it, for long-term support, to be able to import and export, some of it might go away. We might just be this is now a legacy format. We're not saving any more data in this format. We're actually removing the ability to save in it. We only support reading it, and we are not gonna upkeep it. We just have it there to support loading already saved things when it was the main format. When you look at the features themselves, that is separate. Because the format is just a way to kind of serialize the data, but the format, it doesn't care about any specific features or non-features. It's just a way to kind of take the structure, put it into file, and then load it back. But the format, to the file format, what the specific features do and how those features maintain their compatibility, that's opaque. It doesn't care about that. The format essentially is, I have for example, a data of this type, type that is named, grabbable, for example, for the grabbable component, and it has a value of Boolean of this value and this thing, but it doesn't know what grabbable is. It doesn't know what any of the components are. It just stores them, it kind of maps them, and when the system loads it, we have a separate system that for the components, if we make breaking changes, we have an upgrade mechanism for those, but it's independent of the format. The format is literally just I have this value of this name of this thing. The format doesn't care what it does. It's the component, like when it loads, for example, when we make upgrades to the grabbable component. When it loads, it looks, okay, I've been loaded from this version. I need to make these changes to these values to upgrade myself to keep working with whatever functional changes we made. So there's a separate thing, and it doesn't depend on the format. The new format is gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be I have component of this name with these values. When it loads, it just gives the values, and then the component decides how to upgrade itself. And for the mechanism, it doesn't. Similarly, how the format doesn't care about the upgrade mechanism of the components. The component doesn't care what format it was loaded from. It only cares, okay, I've been loaded from this version of Resonite. I need to perform these upgrades. I don't care if that was from this format or this format. It's it's like a separation layer. The third part for this is official API, because APIs also come with their own kind of import export things. That kind of overlaps a little bit with the components, but it's if there's an API, we will usually make sure that API has some is maintained. So if you some calls, you can upgrade your things. So I hope that kind of answers that. Yeah, I would say, in short, don't depend on you can make toolings, but we don't make guarantees that that specific format is gonna have all the capabilities going forward. But we do make the guarantee that stuff you've made and you saved with versions where it is the format, that will keep working. So you'll be able to import the Resonite packages. You'll be able to spawn stuff from Cloud, because Cloud actually uses the exact same formats as the Resonite packages. So you'll still be able to import those. We maintain compatibility for those. But if you build tools, that rely on that format, supporting both import and export, forever, we don't guarantee that.